Massive day for the unemployed. So, from today's video, I am going to talk about why I think there is some over-hatred from Pegasus to Hassan. Now in fairness, this segment does seem to be trimmed out of context, and also I didn't watch the video thoroughly yet, so I needed to do some more research before posting a follow-up video, but I think there are some flaws within Pegasus thinking, because it seems that Pegasus glossed over some important aspects of the human personality. If you don't even know if there is even an afterlife or not, then what is the point of respecting others' property? Yes, it is true that infinite afterlives most likely exist, and it's always more reliable to assume the concept of afterlife might be true, than to dismiss the concept of afterlife outright. But it's really tough, because people's aspirations and visions in regards to how they want to spend money and enjoy life varies wildly from person to person. Without an afterlife cycle to give room for reprieve and subconscious progress of rightly established nostalgia in the long term, it would be just sensible to accumulate as much money as possible, whatever and however it takes. Second, I believe Asmongold's explanation is very valid. He said something like this, and here's how you know that stealing is not for necessity. There are a lot of people that do steal for necessity. But when you're stealing makeup, you're not doing it for necessity. When you're stealing potato chips, you're not doing it for necessity. When you're stealing shoes or hairspray, this isn't necessity. End quote. I believe stealing should be considered with nuance and context before saying it is a crime regardless of context. 'Cause the way Pegasus said stealing is a crime, it felt like this version of the specific interpretation is what I understood from Pegasus, at least, by the first impressions of first impressions. Third, I actually support Hassan's sentiments about the statement, corporations are evil, and want to push back on Pegasus' statement about, corporations are not evil, a bit, because most corporations don't do any of these three things. Number 1, they don't do any charities, or they don't do much charities. Number 2, most corporations, emphasis on most, don't actually involve in developing or praising basic requisital professions, such as carpentry, agriculture, construction and medicine. And number 3, most corporations don't actually put you before them, lest they need basic profits to extend their survival, and try to help you train more skills to support the idea of sacred high work ethic or self-sufficiency. Now in fairness, not all corporations are like this. Some corporations such as Whole Foods or Costco are big providers and/or mediators for transporting decent quality food to sell them at fair price. Some people also cared about employees' actual skills development and try helping them instead of making the employees depend on their supply and vision more than before instead. But most companies and corporations are evil, or at least they are more evil than Pegasus naively expect them to be. Fourth, stealing is wrong, but people often gets extremely vague when it comes to reasoning of why stealing is wrong. Most people just say, stealing is wrong or you will go to jail if you steal. That reasoning is often never convincing. Stealing is wrong because you are obsessing over belongings and objects that cannot take hold of a permanent form. That, I believe, is a way more convincing reason that something like avoiding getting caught. Fifth and final one, rather for you to tell us stealing is wrong, why don't you explore is there something like an actual afterlife, and prove it by manifesting two or above actual, I can see, pieces of evidence, or nibbana, the unbinding element. Who are you to take stands and demand us to not steal or not be obsessed or depend on wealth, when you guys are also adhering to that very same wealth, money or system? That's why when YouTube is banning reposting Twitter posts from being acknowledged as content, I was pretty upset. YouTube is exploiting interns by being extremely and unreasonably strict on the bar for monetization, yet they also never reveal the algorithm to tell us how can we practically fix our problems to make viewers actually watch. Because thirdly, most viewers don't give a vivid answer or framework on what they specifically want to watch either.